The location is remote. During my time as a head cook, if we ran out of anything, whether that was not having enough eggs or any other key ingredients, the nearest store was more than 2 hours away. So we had to adapt and improvise. We had to adapt and improvise. In addition, the kitchen had no electricity. Everything was prepared by hand. I look back and wonder how we were so successful. I remember one summer afternoon, I sat at a table with a group of guests I had not met as we ate lunch in the guest dining room. A woman across from me introduced herself as a graduate business school professor, and her first question was, "Who is the brains behind this operation?" She had never been to Tasajara before, and she was impressed by the quality of the food, the quality of the service, and her overall experience. In many ways, to visitors, Tasajara looks much like a well-run business conference center. I responded that the brains behind this business was not the people working here, didn't view it as a business. Tasajara is a place of practice, of service, of cultivating mindfulness, which means letting go of wanting things to be different than they are and bringing awareness to one's full moment to moment experience. Today, I regard the Tasajara kitchen as a model for what mindful work and mindful leadership mean in any context, of how we can experience great joy and great love right in the midst of pressure, exhaustion, and overwhelm. The monastery's foundation and integration of mindfulness practice provided an essential context and container for everything we did in the kitchen. There was something almost medical about the level of care, learning, and playfulness, not to mention the joy and satisfaction of providing substance for the people we served. It is possible for mindfulness practice, work, and leadership to be contextualized as one activity, right in the midst of many activities. This requires self-awareness, awareness of others, awareness of time, and awareness of the quality of one's efforts. Mindful work and mindful leadership both require and cultivate the essential skills we need to thrive, and this dynamic is the guiding principle of this book. In it, I have distilled what I have learned across the breadth of my experience into 7 core practices that I hope will help you merge mindfulness and leadership in your everyday work life. In addition, I know that the benefits of meditation and mindfulness support our entire well-being, far beyond the needs of the workplace. They help us thrive in any endeavor. Big mind and small mind. The idea of mindful leadership is not exactly new. In an essay titled Instructions to the Head Cook, Dojun, the founder of Zen in Japan during the 13th century, advised that the head cook embrace 3 core practices or 3 minds while leading the kitchen. They are joyful mind, the mind that accepts and appreciates everything; grandmother mind, the mind of unconditional love; and wise mind, the mind that can embrace the reality of change and be radically inclusive. wise mind, embrace the reality of change, and be radically inclusive. Mindfulness practice itself originated within rich spiritual traditions that have developed and transformed over thousands of years. Historically, people tend to be drawn to mindfulness practice during times of rapid change, which are accompanied by high levels of stress, volatility, and uncertainty, times much like those we live in right now. In addition, over the centuries, mindfulness has been adapted and integrated to meet the most vibrant and pressing needs of society, not only influencing spiritual traditions, but seeping into many facets of daily life and culture, including the arts, food, education, work, and beyond. While it's true that increasing self-awareness is a key aspect of mindfulness practice, the intent is more than awareness of one's individual self. The intention is to cultivate wider and more inclusive perspective, aspiring to loosen concern about oneself and to expand our narrow personal experience so we adopt a more universal and less dualistic awareness. This is referred to in Zen as a shift from small mind to big mind.